What's up, friends? John here with Go Health Yourself, and welcome to part 4 of overcoming depression with a spinal cord injury, or just overcoming depression for anyone. Now, today I wanted to talk about happiness and what I think happiness is, and I'll give you some examples and just my personal opinion of things that I've done to gain happiness in my own life. So happiness is something that you don't go looking for. It is actually a byproduct of being active, setting goals and accomplishing them, and things like that. If you can find a problem that you enjoy solving, that will also bring happiness. And also helping others is a big part of happiness. I mean, that's one reason we're on this earth, is to help each other. So you can find happiness that way. So on my journey for happiness, I've come across something called instant gratification and delayed gratification. And those play a huge part in having a happy life. And you gotta think, being realistic, you're not gonna be happy all the time. You're gonna have your bad days. It's like the yin and the yang. It's like the light and the dark. To be happy, you're gonna have some bad days. So it's important to remember that not every day is going to be a happy day. But back to instant gratification and delayed gratification. If you have never heard of them, I can kind of explain what they mean. And I think they play a big part in being happy and content in life. And that's another example of happiness. What I think happiness is, it's being content, being satisfied, and things like that. So we'll start off with instant gratification. So we live in an age of instant gratification. And as you could see, comfort as an all-time high, and what has happened, depression as an all-time high. So instant gratification is not good. It's gonna bring a lot of problems into your life, and it's gonna cause a lot of problems in the long run, or even so, immediate problems. Instant gratification is acting on impulse to satisfy an immediate craving. So some examples are using the phones or the devices, overeating, especially sugar and processed foods, and drugs and alcohol, of course, is instant gratification, and consumerism, which is buying things you don't need. That plays a huge part, and that also plays a huge part in the age of depression we live in right now. So, and instant gratification can lead to being emotionally unstable and have a lot of mood dysfunctions. So obviously, if you look at instant gratification, it definitely makes you unhappy. A big part of being unhappy is it's really easy to be negative. Our brains kind of gravitated for some reason, and I think that if you are negative all the time, it becomes a habitual thought, and we are creatures of habit, and you kind of get addicted to being negative. So you really got to work on positivity to stay in that state. But the second one is delayed gratification, and this is something that you want to pursue, which is like exercise, reading is delayed gratification, meditation, and setting small and big goals and accomplishing them. So of course, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So those are just some examples of delayed gratification. And delayed gratification is defined as the act of resisting an impulse for an immediate reward while working or waiting for a larger, more valuable reward in the long run or in the future. I think that if you really focus on delayed gratification, and this is not easy, this is something you really have to work towards and make it a practice and really work towards it. Like in the past video I talked about meditation, it's really difficult, especially with the instant gratification age that we live in right now. It's hard to sit there and be still, but that's the key, is stillness of the mind, and that also relates to delayed gratification. So I think happiness really boils down to that, is instant gratification and delayed gratification, and then of course purpose. But I heard a great quote by David Goggins. If you don't know who he is, he wrote a book called Can't Hurt Me. He's a former Navy SEAL. He's done a bunch of triathlons and marathons, and he's really pushed the physical human limit. But he said that you are the purpose. So if you think of it like that, it can kind of shift your perspective on purpose. But purpose plays a big part in being happy as well. But what I think, like I said, it really boils down to is practicing delayed gratification and really trying to stop instant gratification, because it causes so many problems in your life. And when you've got problems that are, it's interesting because you want problems you can solve, but it's hard to articulate that thought, but you get what I'm saying. It boils down to instant gratification and delayed gratification, I think, in my opinion. So I found that with delayed gratification, I'm starting to be much happier in life, more content, more satisfied. And yeah, so work on delayed gratification. Tell me what makes you happy. Put it in the comments below, and tell me what you think happiness is really in life. Now, I also wanted to mention a book that I have mentioned in the past in a couple of my videos, and it is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And it's a very important book on also obtaining happiness, and it's really a counterintuitive approach to find happiness in your life and live a good life. And I mean, there's a reason the book has sold over 3 million copies and is a #1 international bestseller. But check that book out. I mean, if you don't like reading, you can get an audiobook, listen to it in your car, but it's well worth the money, and it really has shed a lot of light on things that I didn't even think about. So check out the book. You'll be very surprised what you can apply to life to really bring more happiness to your life. So check it out. Now, don't get me wrong, these phones or devices are actually not even a phone. They're technically a mini computer, are a very amazing tool, and if you use them correctly, they can help you excel in life a lot. They can really help you advance with a lot of things in life. But it's like a tool. They're definitely a tool, and if you use them incorrectly, they can be detrimental to your life, they can be detrimental to your health, and they can just be a distraction. But if you use them correctly, they can really help you out. And it's like social media. It can be distracting, it can really make a negative impact on your life. But if you're a marketing agency, or an advertisement agency, or you're trying to promote your business or a product in your business, it can be one of the most amazing things to advance your business and become successful. But it's like a tool. A good example is like a hammer. You could use a hammer to essentially build a whole house, which is pretty amazing. And then you could take that hammer and bash someone's head in. So it can be, and not to be violent or anything like that, but I'm trying to give you an example of what the devices are. They are really a tool, and you really gotta use them responsibly. I mark my words, I almost guarantee in the future there's going to be either rehabilitation classes to get away from social media, or there's going to be regulation, or there's going to be something to teach people on how to use social media responsibly, because it's already having a negative impact on people that are using it for instant gratification. So yeah, the phones can be good, or the devices can be good, but you got to be careful. I greatly appreciate you watching the channel, and help support the channel by donating. I have a link below in the description. And thank you for watching. As always, stay strong, stay active, stay creative, and go help yourself, friends. Over and out.